Hi Aquarius, before we get into this, I would like to set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. I feel like there's some good news coming. Just a feeling. And we have the Hierophant popping out and the Sun. Very much feels like good news to me. Finding a sense of peace within spirituality, spiritual discoveries, new philosophies, maybe expanding philosophies too. Higher education for some. I'm seeing things that we're exploring here, things that we're expanding upon. Bringing a sense of creativity into whatever it is that you're exploring as well. There's also a sense of getting in touch with the things that bring you joy, the things that bring happiness into your life. For some of you, this is exploring more of a relationship with your inner child as well. This is so specific. I'm getting someone that draws like wildlife, horses, something like that. Maybe also learning as well how to manage like creative bursts and inspiration, things along those lines. It's this notion as well of finding the things that feel wholesome to you, that keep you afloat amidst all of the things going on in your environment. For some of you, there could be some family or friends situations that you're moving through right now and trying to find the light at the end of the tunnel, maybe also getting in touch with your happiness, gratitudes, things like that. Maybe you also find it easier to manage your relationships because you're relying more on your sense of spirituality as well, and the things that feel grounding and wholesome to you. There's definitely a sense of inner conflict that's been wavering as well, and maybe there's something that you're working through right now and you feel like you can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. Definitely some big type of process you've been working through in order to establish a sense of balance for yourself. Sense of emotional, spiritual balance. For some of you, you may also be recognizing that there is a soul contract that's coming to light as well. Maybe you weren't seeing this immediately, but now it's something that you're recognizing too. I'm seeing a plan that we are making here. I'm getting the word resilience. For some of you, there's something that you want to pursue and you feel very guided by spirit to be pursuing this. It's something that feels inspiring, something that feels joyful to you, something where you're going to be creating yourself expressively. I'm getting some type of art here, some type of artistic expression. For some of you, you may be joining some type of group of like-minded people. I'm seeing some type of collaboration here. For some of you, there may be a plan to meet someone or this group of people. I'm getting that this is something that's going to be happening in a future setting. This may not be going on right now for you. This may manifest a little bit further down the line. I'm hearing future setting. Definitely some type of plan, and definitely you coming into contact with at least one other person, maybe more than one. For some of you, this could be a Scorpio, Sagittarius, Leo, Taurus. I'm looking at 2 Leo cards here. This can also be those areas of your chart. I'm seeing something coming to an end. It's almost like if you had been hesitant to, if you'd been feeling hesitant to meet up with people or a person, something like that, I'm seeing that you may not be feeling so hesitant anymore. Maybe you feel guided into some sort of collaboration or union. As I said before, I'm picking up something about a soul contract here. And it's almost like in the beginning, you may feel like you feel hesitant about entering into the space with someone, but then that comes to an end. Because I'm seeing you getting together with someone here, and I'm seeing a lot of mirroring, a lot of synchronicities, and maybe something that's also going to be leading you through this process. I'm seeing there be a get together at the end of this. Something that allows pieces to fall into place now. For some of you, there's definitely some type of leadership role or something creatively that you want to be doing that you feel guided to really be taking action with. I'm seeing something you want to be leading out, maybe a mentoring role, or something that you're in charge of here when it comes to your creativity, believing in yourself, having the patience to work through this new position that you feel guided to step into, really getting in touch with your creativity. I'm also hearing know-how. Planning things out is going to be helpful to you in managing stress, especially if you have some type of relationship where you're kind of a head figure when it comes to a group of people, or maybe this is something that you're establishing. What's going to help you manage the stress of like all of these different energies coming together is making solid plans for yourself when you are able to. And maybe also recognizing the like how stressful this situation would be because of all of the different energies may have had you feeling a bit hesitant to step into this role. But I'm seeing once you kind of jump into the water with this, you're gonna find yourself managing the water. It's like knowing how to swim in whatever situation this is, and that you're doing a good job at it too. And you're also going to recognize that what was holding you back was a self-talk space that was telling you you couldn't do something that I'm seeing you're very well suited for. But I'm getting like some part of you is going to be changing because you're believing in yourself, your ability to step into a place where you're leading things, especially on the creative front, being some type of guide. I'm also hearing morale. So it's like believing in yourself and taking charge helps quiet that voice that stresses you out. And finding ways to support yourself and find the support that you need as well. This is also being able to reach out to people when you need help and asking for it. Yeah, I'm seeing the Magician falling over the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles speaks about us getting some type of assistance with something, and I'm seeing the Magician side over there. So it's like manifesting a type of assistance to help you with a sort of stress that you've been feeling. Maybe there are also some personalities within this group of people that are kind of harder, more difficult to work with. But I'm seeing it be really happy. Whatever this gathering is that's happening, whether this is something physical, something energetically going on, I'm seeing that it's almost like something you've been manifesting becomes very clear to you in a way where it's materializing and you're understanding it. So again, to go over the signs, I'm looking at Mercury, I'm looking at Scorpio, I'm looking at Leo, I'm looking at Sag, I'm looking at the Sun, and I'm looking at Taurus here. I'm getting for some, there may be some type of event that you're like either planning or attending, something like that. Maybe a specific message. For some of you, it may have to do with music. That does feel very specific. I'm looking at the King of Pentacles popping out here. Is someone that may, you may perceive them to be in some type of stable, I'm hearing financial role on some type of road that's parallel to that. I'm seeing them come through and send you a message. This is someone, the archetype of this person would be someone trustworthy, someone stable, someone reliable, someone that knows how to take care of themselves, someone who also can hold space too. I'm seeing someone that's traveled quite a distance to get where they are, especially when it comes to getting in touch with self-love and also love that they feel comfortable expressing as well. And I'm looking at a new beginning. I'm looking at the Ace of Cups, and I'm also looking at the Ace of Pentacles. There may be also something new that you're starting. I'm hearing platform very strongly, something new that you're starting. And I'm seeing this be something financially beneficial for you. That may be a side note I'm getting. So I don't know who's who in this situation, but I'm seeing somebody recognizing that they're having feelings, and there may be a situation or a cycle that they're leaving in search of getting more in touch with the Ace of Cups type of love. Like there may be a situation that someone's in and they're recognizing that like whatever situation they're in, they want to move away from because they want to move towards the Ace of Cups here. The Ace of Cups would be a divine sense of love. I'm seeing a new beginning, and I'm seeing somebody that's really on the search here. For some of you, this has to do with this has to do with a job, and it has to do with your abilities here, and you're leaving a job behind that you feel like is not resonating with you as far as the abilities that you want to express. For others of you, this is about having a new beginning in a relationship that you feel like is going to resonate with you, and recognizing that in order to do that, there's a relationship that you need to move away from, because I'm seeing an ending here. I'm seeing an ending, and I'm also seeing a new beginning as well. Like something that's different than what you've experienced before. And feeling comfortable getting to the point, I'm hearing, of making that announcement. There's definitely a sense of hesitancy when it comes to stepping into this new beginning. It's like, even though this person knows that this new beginning is right for them, they still feel a bit in their head about expressing their feelings, expressing what they're looking for, expectations, things like that. But this is about setting boundaries to not get so caught up in your head that you don't express the things that you feel you need to express. Because I'm seeing that the power here is in expressing yourself and moving out of a situation that doesn't feel peaceful to you and moving towards something that feels divine. I'm hearing in essence. Yeah, for someone, they're in some type of situation that is not what they want it to be. And it's about calling this out so you can actually manifest what you want when it comes to a close interpersonal relationship, dynamic, something like that. It's like anything that you feel like holds you back when it comes to anxiety, or you feeling stopped from expressing yourself in the way that you want to. It's about grounding those emotions and recognizing that your intuition and your emotions are leading you towards a sense of divinity and a sense of like being in full alignment with your path and what you're meant to be doing. And in recognizing that, it's about expressing it and not allowing yourself to be held back, even though, like, as humans, we all experience the whole spectrum of emotions, the human condition of feeling emotions that we feel hesitant or we procrastinate to explore, things like that. But the more you're embracing what you're feeling, the more it allows you to kind of maneuver through that as well, and to like take on a sense of autonomy when it comes to what you're doing with your emotional experience. So it's like any areas in your life that you feel are not what you want them to be, the things that don't feel harmonious to you, the things that don't feel divine, the things that don't feel in alignment, the things that feel busy, or the things that feel like they're stunting your growth. It's about recognizing what your intuition is telling you throughout these experiences. I'm seeing it's a job for some, for others it's a relationship, for some of you it's a marriage that you have, and it's about moving into a direction where you feel like you're getting connected with what is meant to be, and that you're ending all of the cycles that feel unhealthy or feel like they're stunting to you, because this is what you want. I'm hearing the voice of your intuition leading you towards what you want. And it's about making those tough decisions as well. It's about bringing yourself out of an energy where before you may have felt stuck, and exploring what's to be and what's to come. It's also about not compromising when it's something that you're not willing to compromise on. So I'm looking at Gemini as the only major arcana here. And when we think about Gemini, we think about Mercury. And Mercury is all about us expressing ourselves. Gemini can also speak on, it's the third house. It can speak on siblings as well. It can speak on travel, communication. When we get into jobs that are tied into Gemini, this is like sales types of jobs, anything news, written stuff, writing. Technology that facilitates communication. I'm seeing a big tower. So there's a big decision that needs to be made here. This is the notion almost like judgment is going to be called whether you're ready or not, so you might as well like get ahead of it before this happens. It's almost like you're being pushed into something here. I'm seeing a decision that needs to be made, but it's almost like if you wait any longer, a decision is going to be made for you, and wouldn't you rather make the decision yourself? Because when we talk about the archetype of Mars, we're talking about taking action, and when we talk about the archetype of Pluto, it's like something huge in your life is going to be changing in a very monumental way. And there's a definite balance when it comes to our emotional experience that we're being guided to exercise. I'm hearing throughout this moment. You may also feel like there are a lot of changes going on around you as well, and you're trying to keep your footing throughout all of this, making the right judgment calls for yourself. For some of you, I'm seeing there's some situations that you're going to be exiting because you kind of feel like it's a sinking ship. You know what, too? I'm getting this notion as well. You may even be surprised. The more you get in touch with your emotional experience, the more you're grounding that and really seeing it for what it is, like being able to understand your emotions so they're translating clearly for you. You may be surprised by the decisions that you're making, like how you're taking action, how you're making judgment calls, things like that. But it's because you're so grounded that you're able to make these clear, precise decisions is what I'm getting. And because of this emotional status that that you've secured, I'm also seeing an opportunity that's opening up for you as well. Like maybe something that wouldn't have been presented to you otherwise is going to be presented to you. Yeah, for some of you, I'm seeing like some type of big establishment or association, something like that you're moving away from. For some of you, this can be about, I'm hearing moving territories, like maybe actually physically moving because of something that's going on. And you making this decision is what's right for you, and you recognize this. You may be recognizing as well that the more you're meditating, the more clear things are becoming for you as well in regard to decisions that you want to be making. I'm getting a sense of really having, really creating the time to sit with yourself and feel what's going on emotionally to make the right decisions in the face of a lot of things moving and changing and transitioning. I'm also hearing revolutionizing. And it's almost like I'm seeing something be cracked open for you, and now you're understanding what's inside of something that may have been covered up before. That's very interesting. I'm seeing the tower almost be like a crack in something that had been covered before and you couldn't understand what was going on inside of there, and it's like now you can really see what's going on there for yourself. And now you're also moving towards the truth. There may as well be some type of karmic test that you're recognizing as well, something that's becoming clear to you. Maybe you're also recognizing areas of your life that have felt disruptive and chaotic to you, and you're understanding what has led you to like being around those types of things, and you want to strive towards more stability, establish more stability for yourself. For some of you, I'm getting this is kind of like looking back in the past, but you recognize that the more grounded you are, the more you're pulling away from energies. you know what, I was getting this message when I was meditating too. It's like the more you're pulling back to yourself, the happier you're becoming, and the more you're visualizing what feels stable and happy and fulfilling to you, the more you're actually securing that for yourself. Not letting anxiety make choices for you, but managing that and making grounded choices. So I was getting this really interesting message when I was meditating, and it was all about the Pisces energy that we're moving through right now. And it was like there are people, and I'm hearing sources that are going to be revealed to you maybe in a different way than you had been seeing them before. And there may be people that you're being guided away from, and you may have some time that you need to spend on your own away from other energies, because the more you're grounding and the more you're elevating, the more you're recognizing karmic situations around you and moving away from those energies. And I'm not even getting really a sense of loneliness here. It's more so like, you know, that you need time for yourself to ground and to take care of yourself, and to do things that allow you to feel relaxed and in a calm state of mind, so you can visualize and manifest the things that you're searching for. This is also about getting connected with the things that you feel grateful for as well, and cherishing the relationships that you do value, and moving away. Moving away meaning like setting boundaries, or maybe creating space away from scenarios that don't feel healthy to you. And I'm seeing it almost be like something is cracked open and you're learning the truth, and it's almost like you can see things from a different perspective, compared to how you were perceiving things before. It's almost like you get pulled out of the cycle a little bit, and when you look down into it, everything becomes very clear to you. This may be some type of experience you're having through dreams, meditation, in the astral realm. It's like also understanding what's been delaying your sense of happiness as well. Making a decision to step into your power, to create the things that you feel inspired to create, to also pursue the things that you feel inspired to pursue. This is about also making empowering decisions regardless of the opinions of those around you too. It's like, if you know something is right for you, to actually be pursuing that when it comes to your individual path, rather than being held back by other people around you. And it's the more confident, it's like the more you're trusting your emotions too, and your intuition, the easier it is to make decisions. And I'm seeing it be some type of karmic test that you're experiencing. It's almost like you learned some type of truth that you had been seeking, and now comes time to make a decision about what it is that you've learned. And that when you address things head on, it feels better than waiting on making those decisions, because that's what creates built anxiety. It's like, rather than having to go through that process of being like, I don't want to make this decision yet, or I'm going to procrastinate on it. It's like facing those decisions and making decisions head on, rather than giving yourself the time to sit and like gather anxiety and other feelings that you don't want to be experiencing. And when you get to the point of making that decision, being like, this is what I put it off for, usually it's that point of getting to being ready to make a decision that's difficult for us. It's not actually making the decision that's difficult. It's getting to the point where we're actually willing to take action. And maybe this is also something that you're discovering as well. It's like the more intuitively led you are, the more grounded your emotions are, the more in alignment you are feeling, the more you feel rested. You don't feel like, I'm hearing you don't feel like you're retiring your energy. Retiring, interesting. Yeah, this is about overcoming the obstacles. I'm looking at the Chariot here. For some of you, there may be somewhere you're moving, somewhere you're traveling. Not for everybody. This can be like emotionally, spiritually traveling somewhere, making progress. Understanding as well what inspires you and also pursuing that path for yourself. This is also getting in touch with your creativity, getting in touch with your emotions, your self-care. Feeling like you're ready to speak out on the things you want to speak out on. Feeling stronger when it comes to setting boundaries. And it's like making all of these decisions that feel empowering to you and having that be satisfaction enough. I'm seeing a lot of progress that we're making. I'm seeing like there be multiple karmic tests that we're moving through right now as well. And it's like getting closer and closer to like that sense of deep fulfillment for yourself here. As I said before, I'm seeing some type of event that's happening at the beginning of this spread where it's like things are kind of going all over the place, and this is about you. It's almost like with this building tumbling down, there are like pieces of debris that are coming down from the tower that's falling. And with the Chariot, it's almost like you maneuvering your way around all of that stuff so you don't get hit by the tower that's falling, metaphorically speaking. And you getting to a place where it's kind of like this land that you've been striving to make it to. I'm seeing you getting to that place here. It just took you actually like making something mobile here in order to get to this destination you've been looking to. It's like the vehicle you use to drive yourself in the direction you're looking to go. So I'm looking at Mars, I'm looking at Pluto, I'm looking at Venus, and I'm looking at Cancer here. Alright, my friends, we are going to end the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.